Hello everybody and welcome back to what's going to be episode 4 of my first Brutal gameplay. We're still playing the open beta of the Watcher update, and I have cleaned out most of the infestations in my backyard, which is amazing. That means we're finally there. And today we're going to clean out the trash here. I am somewhat afraid that there might be yet another infestation somewhere around there, but we'll see about that. So today's main goal will be to get the turf here under my control, conquer whatever needs to be conquered, and then set out for war, because, it is about time that we're going to do something about all these dudes. But that's roughly what I have planned for today. So, I do realize that none of my dudes can move anymore. We have lost an archer last turn, and that was a terrible, terrible, terrible thing to happen. Jokes aside, we're going to survive it. So I still want to have that stronghold, and therefore we're saving up some money. A trade proposal. So you want to be my friend, Mr. Skogenvoss, since befriending these dudes is good enough to win the game. Let's try this for the moment. I can still destroy his main city if I feel like. Good. So let's see how things will work out today. I still have a lot of infestation duty here on top, in front of me, but I am more happy than anything else. Are you serious? One little tiny spear dude running into me like that? Please forgive me that I auto-resolved that. Okay, we finally got the amplified arrows up. Oh, that is a piece of good news. Okay, so let's see. We're 3 turns away from our next racial enchantment, so we're going to go deep into the territory of the brigands. All right. So let's see. Can I just quick hire these dudes? How costly will that be? 180 bucks. Well, it's worth it. It's replacing one of my losses, and yes, I know that I'm saving for more costly, for a more costly stronghold, but I want that Houndmaster. Because one Houndmaster here will add so much into my performance. I bet somebody will die. Well, that was actually really, really good. Let's see what the AI did. I bet we're seeing some dirty resurgence cheese here. But actually, I want to see how the AI managed to pull off a loss-free victory like that. Because if I saw correctly, none of my chaps did take any damage whatsoever. That's something I find quite interesting. So how did they pull it off? Alright, that... Oh yeah, that's the Warhound. Here we now see the first hits of the amplified arrows doing their thing. Oh, my Storm Elemental finally grew up to be a big boy. So... first intake of damage went into my Warhound. Alrighty. Yeah. So we basically did most of the heavy lifting because the enemy decided to just nuke the Houndmaster's spawn. We had some damage on the archer. That's totally okay. I love the fact that we're currently earning money with what we're doing. This is the best part about it. So, do I want any more tier 1 units in my roster here? So, I actually don't think so. Yeah, well, we are currently... Let's wait another turn. Oh, this Mr. Warlock here wants to meet up with the army as well. Jeez. So I'm saving up some Imperium points now, mostly because I want to be able to enact or that a word? Annex some cities? I want to conquer some cities, and I need to upgrade my my total city capacity for that. Otherwise, this won't work. Alrighty. So, well, the good news is we are already pretty strong. Yeah, we failed on that test. I know. Shame on me. There's still a severe lack of certain types of troops, but, well, we'll survive that. So this will be quite a rough battle. I think I'm going to wait one turn and just let my warlocks arrive at the scene. This will make a lot of these things easier. I mean, we should probably just take down a camp every turn, but do I really want to tussle with these instead? You know, it'll all be easier with a bit of backup here, so... Let's summon another wild animal to the roster. I think that's a great idea. Oh no, I didn't mean to. Oh, I hate it when that happens. So, show proposal. Ah, yeah. So the Wizard King dudes want to be my friends. I mean, it should work. At the end of the day, that's we're here to win. Okay, so hopefully I get now enough money together to just set up the Tier 3 Town Hall. And I think the future versions of these playthroughs I will do as follows, because I really noticed that, let's see, could sway Grime rise. We could try to extort them with a 70% chance of success. Oh, crime doesn't pay off. They hate me now. Damn. Ah, well, alright. It was worth a try. So, what I was trying to say before the extortion scheme was interrupting me, I am going to do a little bit of advanced world setup because I had a very smart commenter. And I was complaining last session about the fact that I like brutal difficulty and all, but I don't like the brutal AI too much. And somebody pointed out that I can just simply do an advanced world setting where I define it otherwise, you know. And the fun part is I was thinking about something similar when I when I ended yesterday's video. I was like, huh, I could do this like a much more hostile world. So yeah, I really think this is where I personally enjoy the game most, but we're going to make the best out of it here. So, auto-resolve would kill my Inferno Puppy and my Dread Spider hatchling. That's not something I will let happen. I can totally foresee what does happen here. Them dudes got 2 stacks of Awakeners, and these guys have a 1 hex radius nuke. And that is a profound way of killing off your critters. Therefore, we need to put something in front of the nukers so they get tempted to nuke the wrong person. That's the plan. So, I'm gonna drop my hero in front here. Toss some regeneration here. And now we got Warlocks. So Warlocks are really a step forward for me. Big step forward. Because we now have long-range nuke and long-range weakening. Also, we have a regular attack weakening, and that's all really good stuff. I really want to point it out. Probably a lot of reallys here. But, you know, it's just to make a point. It's way too warm here today for clear thoughts, so please forgive me. We're close to the 30 degrees Celsius mark with a humidity of 50%, so it's basically like a bathtub, a hot bathtub. All right, so I got so many throwaway units by now. This was basically the base idea of this build. So we're now running wild, and we're now at the point where I'm trying to make a pitch that this build is quite overpowered in what it does here. So let's see, do we want to unleash the beast? I don't think so. I want to spit out some webs and immobilize them, dudes. The immobilization here is the real major sales point. Oh, okay, this guy cannot spin. And, come on, you caustic worm. You have killing momentum, you silly old thing. Anywho, what I was trying to say is that, immobilizing the enemy is an invaluable tool in getting your, breaking up the AI's capacity of charging into you. Let's call it like that. So, let's do the fun parts. Sundering Curse here, Sundering Curse there. I want to soften up their spear dudes. The hero, I can already see that we're shattering that guy relatively quickly. I want to put that Dusk Warrior into any unnecessary risk here. So, our archers now deal AoE. That's wonderful. And they not only deal AoE damage, they also deal AoE weakness. And that's where things are quite nuts, if you ask me. So, come on, you dude. You are standing a tad bit in the way. So, let's do it like that, huh? We need a clear shot for it, Houndmaster. There goes. Just trying to get as many dents into these guys before I actually start engaging on them, because I don't want my little guys dying here for nothing. So, let's see. We got a charge hero. Let's put him up front here. So one thing didn't go too well this time. I have nobody sitting in the face of those mages, and that is actually not an option. So we're going to slap out one of those elementals. The thing is, battle mages that need to move one square cannot use their nuking skills. They still can do a double ranged attack, but they don't get to use their big guns. That's the whole idea behind my move here. Whoopsie. Oh well, that was okay. I didn't mean to defend here with my dudes, but let's do a claw. Slap that resistance on. Here goes. Yeah. That Gork Tusk Piglet won't be missed. It wasn't real anyways. The hardest part with this build, I personally feel like, is keeping tabs on who's a summoned unit and who's not. So now we can go bonkers. We have a couple of web spitter units in position. Well, couple. Oh, well, that was wishful thinking. It was only one. But it's better than nothing. So, here. No. I'm absolutely right. We have a couple of web spitters. I knew it. So, I'm not happy with the HP on that dude. So, we're going to put the restoration spell on him. So, full HP, full damage. Slap. So, let's keep going. Yeah. Warhound can tank these guys. It's totally okay. And now I'm going to put some more pressure onto these guys. Let's see how we can pull it off here. Caustic Worm in the face of them dudes. And I need to get rid of this guy first, I guess. Do I? No, I don't need to. We can put those little red spider hatchlings in the way there. And since I have by now that wonderful enchantment running, which does apply my weakness buffs on everybody, you see there's always regeneration popping up. That's the Brand of Wrath. Basically, every weakened enemy is now leechable. You know, if they are weakened, we gain regeneration if we smack them. Well, or melee dudes do, or ranged dudes don't. So, let's see, we can... well. Sucks to be in the way, Mr. Storm Elemental. Alright. So... Damn, those guys are so freaking resilient. So hard to put one of these guys down. Finally. So, it's one of those points where I do realize we're playing a melee heavy build. It's always hard to get full effectiveness out of all my units here, especially when the terrain is a little bit troll like here. It's one of the major things that are a little bit finicky about this build, but I don't think you suffer terribly from that. Okay, so nobody had to die, except for the enemy, but that was quite what we had in store for them. I really love how Brand of Wrath now kicks in, and how the Warlocks are now complementing our army. And now 45 gold, 150 knowledge, 45 food, 45 mana. You see how much benefits we reap out of that? I love this playstyle. Locket of Channeling. Oh, combat casting points. Me wants that. This is really, really good stuff. Okay, so I got 2 ranks. How and when did that happen? Anyways, so we're going to take Exhilarating Roar, because that's just awesome when you are a army-leading dragon, and we're not going to go for the one dragon army shenanigans in this playthrough too much, because I just don't see the value in that. And, ugh, well. Oh, I cannot afford Astral Blood anyways. Okay, I really need more mana, don't I? I mean, racial transformations are always a little bit on the more costly side here. So this thing is, by the way, has become much more powerful than anything else, because if I didn't misread the patch notes, this thing now boosts up the power of summonings as well. So this is supposedly a safe battle. And well, hell no. Not these parts of my army. I value these. So that's a wonderful thing about Brutal Difficulty. You have so many interesting fights to fight. Because, you know, there is simply so much nastiness around you in the world that you have to work here a little bit. So I'm positioning my Wounded around my Dragon Ruler because he has now Nature Aura, which means he is exuding regeneration when you're standing right next to him. That's pretty nifty. Okay, so we do our thing now again. Throw away units to the rescue. And get that hero out of the burning ground. Ugh, so what do we have here? A Pyromancer. This is an entirely fire-themed army. Alright. That should work out somehow. I'm so happy that I have a resurrection skill by now. This is so helpful for us, because I mean, we can now totally sacrifice one of our actual units, you know? This allows me to play much more reckless. Okay, I think we are pretty much in position now. Jeez, we have so many summonable units here in turn 1. I love it. I really, really love it. So, Grenado. Alright, so I see how people died back here. Right, so we're going to send in the Stone Spirit to just give that bloke a little bit of a introduction of how things will go on from here. So, let's do that little thingy here, and well, we're totally standing in fire here. I dislike this position so much. So, well, let's put some regeneration on these guys, and well, let's delay that for a second. So, Sundering Curse, hell yeah, that does a lot of damage. We should have done that initially. Ah, well. Sometimes my turn timing is horrible, I'm well aware of that. But please don't hate me too much for that. So we're gonna nuke the hell out of this fella. We're going to reduce his armor into the lowest possible amounts. And then boost up the animals and just slap in as much damage as we are possibly able to. Oh no, I blocked out my... Oh no, I didn't. I thought I blocked out my Warhounds, but I actually did. So, yeah, we're moving forward. That's what we're doing. It's almost a dead dragon already. No, it is a dead dragon, all due to the grid. Wonderful. Good, back to that flank. Fire runestone. So does that thing... I think it just explodes if I don't destroy it. So we should actually destroy it. But how do we destroy it? Questions. So, exhilarating roar. I should have done that at the beginning of the last turn. You learn out of your mistakes. That's how you do it. Okay, so for some reason it seems as if we were totally unable to get close to that thing. What a pity. So... you're not supposed to graze these dudes. Alright, we're going to put our Storm Elemental up front here, and, shouldn't you be regenerating, dude? Whatever. So these guys, they really need a healing. They are so behind in so many ways. 50%, eh? I don't like that chance. Wait a sec. It's worse for me. Alright. As long as we're getting some weakened stacks in, I wanted to say, but wishful thinking. Alright, we destroyed the Fire Grenado. I think that was a pretty good move. Sadly, I can't get my rewards for the weakening shot in. Pretty sad. So, the Vampire Spider Hatchling, are you real? No, you're a common summon. You know, it's by now really hard question. Is this a real unit? Is it a throwaway unit? I don't know anymore. Alright. But altogether, I'm very happy with the performance of this army. You know? We're really performing beautifully good here. There's just pretty much no losses whatsoever on this end. Pretty much all the damage the AI deals to me is being soaked up by my summons. And I want to conserve my mana now a little bit, because I realize that we do have a lot of wonderful things I want to avoid here, so I am going to make sure I can afford some of these. Okay, so let's use the killing momentum here. Slap 1, slap 2. Went into the shield, so I was totally okay with that one. And... oh yeah, that's totally the right moment for that. Damn. Ah, well, it's okay. I know that my archers are on fire now. They need to toughen up, I guess. But apart from that, we're doing great here. There's only that fire giant pestering me anymore. Right now anymore. Whatever. I really do notice that these high temperatures totally fry my Grammar capacity, so feel free to be amused on my own expenses. I totally don't mind. It's just, I really hope that by the end of the week it will cool down a bit. Okay, so let's see. No more losses. No level ups though. That's a bit of a sad one. And, well, alright. But we got enough gold for Nightford to finally start working on their stronghold. Yeah, this is so good. And, well, these guys here, they earned so much production points that they were able to finish an entire building in one sniff. So we're going to do that as well. And here, well, I want to build a conduit. I mean, we don't have that province yet completely claimed, but little do I care. So, that's progress, isn't it? So, are we fighting here as well? Beautiful. So, that would be a Lost Inferno puppy. And altogether, look at these beatings. Oh, come on, guys. Get a grip of yourselves. So... this is one of the things that Brutal Difficulty really doesn't do well. closing out games quickly, but you know, I really don't mind because I think at some point there is a point in Age of Wonders 4 where if you did everything properly, you don't have to struggle beating your enemies anyways anymore because you're just dirty, filthy ahead, and it's that phase before you are dirty, filthy ahead, before you are just steamrolling Doomstack after Doomstack because there's just no stopping to you. I think that's actually where the game's most exciting, and free to leave me in the comments your opinion about that. Personally, think when you're already in the winning streak, in the winning run, I think that's where the game's excitement starts to fall off. But maybe that's just me. I'd really like to know how you guys think about that. Alright, Mr. Houndmaster, you get to block here. That Storm Spirit is really good after he has matured. He wasn't so useful before that. So let's make sure our spooters are in position. And that little bloke here gets the extra little regeneration. So probably he can be more useful sometime soon. Okay. I highly doubt that though. So, I will save up my regeneration because I highly doubt that or not regeneration, restoration. Are you guys really just sitting there and waiting for my summons to disperse? Filthy. Alright, then we're closing on it. You have it this way. Oh, whoopsie. Oh, I cannot undo this turn because this Baidu turned wet. Ah, well. That's just what it is, isn't it? Alrighty, so I'd propose we're just chilling back here. And get the dragon up front here. Yeah, why not? Put down an exhilarating roar, and next turn we need to engage in these. Yeah, they're really sitting it out. Dude, that's not smart. Dragon might fly in and just tail slap you, man. So I did this to break the defensive stance of these shield dudes, because as long as they are in their defensive stance, they give pretty significant bonuses to their neighbors, and I don't like neighbor bonuses. I'm a discriminating person when it comes down to warfare. So, yeah. Let's break up these guys. It's a pity that we have to play so thoroughly in so easy fights, you know. Bam! 43 damage. Jeez. Wow, what a smack. We getting there, friends. We getting there. So, it's really a pity what happened to the Warhound of the Houndmaster. It's a really weak unit now. Overall, I've seen some disappointment from players about the nerf policies that Triumph went with in the last patches, and I gotta say, yeah, well, it surely isn't as horrible as many people were proclaiming it would be, but I gotta really say, archers now feel a lot less good. Just, you know, cranking out just one shot per turn like that is just... I guess archers were too powerful in the past, but now they just... I don't mind them being not as powerful anymore. I do mind them being boring now. That's what bothers me the most. They really feel crappy to play with now. Oh, did I just kill my Dragon Ruler? I mean, I can't just restore him, so... Or can I? Does it work on non-hero units or on hero units exclusively? We'll find out, but I don't expect this battle to last that long. This is pretty much a done deal here. Boom. So the amplified arrows now are really, really kicking in quite hard. So does anybody have a Unleash the Beast still open? No? Too bad. There we go. So... I still think it's a pity that the Dragon Ruler doesn't regenerate himself anymore. It does feel odd. I know there was a lot of dirty, filthy power gaming around that mechanic. I'm well aware of that. But, you know, it just... At the end of the day, you really do notice that a nerfed version of something is never as much fun as it was before. And therefore, that's why I'm a little bit... that's why I was a tad bit skeptical about the changes. Alright, I pulled the damage into my Dragon Ruler, but at least no Inferno puppies died anymore. I think that's a good change. Good, so we had 1 turn, 3 battles. Wow, that was quite something. So I'd say it was absolutely worth it to delay that until the Warlocks had arrived. Payoff was massive. Okay, accuracy +2. We're going to take the endurance training because I love extra HP. And I'm gonna pick up Inspiring Leader because I noticed one thing over the course of the time. I never did regret it when my armies were a tad bit cheaper. It always feels good when you get your units a little bit... When you just have a little bit more income. I mean, this is one of the advantages that just decays after a while. I feel like, at least. So the advantages of that are really not that significant in the long run, but they are pretty powerful at the beginning, and therefore I really appreciate them. So we have a Silver Wonder here. I'm not quite fond of me being capable of taking that down currently, which is a tad bit of a shame, because it would be really amazing to do that now. Jeez, it's coming from below. I wanted that. Filthy little mole. Anyways, so, I mean, we are now stacked up with an army that's filled with quite junky units, you know? The units here in these armies are not really that super powerful, desirable, however you want to call it. There's a lot of things in here that I really just have as a filler. But the good news is all of these fillers will eventually evolve into more powerful units, so I don't want to abandon them. The only people I want to abandon are those Dark Warriors, so the moment I have something better, I will dump them, because, you know, it's just... They don't have a pot in my roster anymore. So I can get myself a tier 3 Nightmare here. But I'll lose way too much mana for that. It's an absolute no-go here. Sadly. Truly, truly sadly. So I'll leave that with an auto-resolve for today. And we're going to leave today's session here. So, well, we managed to get a whole 5 turns ahead. Yeah, well, I really hope you guys don't mind. I enjoy playing as thoroughly as I do here, because I feel like there's just so much to show and so much to talk about in every fight. And I think if you are interested in playing this build yourself, I think this is a pretty good way of understanding how I personally wanted it to work. If it's the best thing to be or the best thing to pull off, I'll leave that up to you. That being said, I hope you had a good time, my friends. I'm going to go now, and we're going to see each other on the next session when I'm ready to integrate that dirty little city, hopefully soon. Ah, well, we've lost a bit of of influence here. Maybe we just do some war. I haven't fully decided yet, but it's about time for us now to expand towards the northern borders of the world, and I'm totally looking forward to that because that means we're now finally getting closer to the point of actual warfare with the AI, and that's going to be some jolly good fun, I'd say. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Drop me your comments down below, and of course, a thumbs up or a subscription would be wildly appreciated. There's a playlist link down there below if you want to hook up from episode 1. And that's all I have to say. Have a wonderful day, and don't let the heat get you.